Hi guys, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. So we're doing your week ahead reading, and for your week ahead reading we are using this is the 9th to the 20th to the 15th of September. We're using the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck, beautiful deck by Matt Hughes, okay, for your current self theme of the week. For your key goal, obstacle to overcome for the week, and also major accomplishment for the week, we use the Influence of the Angels Tarot by Jodie Beginski Barbessi, I think that's how you pronounce it. And also for the what to avoid, what to embrace, and where to find support, we use the Ancestors Path Tarot by Julia Couture-Watts. Brilliant. Angel Answers is your spiritual advice on that particular reading. For your final 20 card reading, 10 cards for work, 10 cards for love, we look at the Tarot Grand Lux by Ciro Marchetti, and advice cards for money and work, Angel of Abundance Oracle cards, advice cards for love, the Romance Angels cards, and also any further spiritual advice, the Answer deck. Okay, enjoy your reading. Hi Aries, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your week ahead reading. So it's the 9th through to the 15th of September. I hope you guys are doing real well. Can you believe it? We're nearly at the end of the year. It's just incredible. And what a year, well, can I say what a year it's been? It's been a very interesting one with the arrival of kind of Harry and Meghan and, all of these, and Brexit and, the departure of the Prime Minister and the introduction of Boris. I'm not going to get political. I don't do politics, okay? That's why I stopped doing Harry and Meghan readings. I thought, let other people take care of that. I don't want to get into that. I'll just watch other readers. I find them fascinating and interesting, and some of them really funny on that subject, but I'm not getting involved in any of that stuff anymore. But yeah, I'm sticking to weekly readings. The website that I'm developing at the moment, that's what I enjoy doing, and that's where everything is heading now. So yeah, we're going to do your week ahead reading, the weekly check-in reading, and then we're going to do your work reading and also your love reading. Okay, guys? And I'm going to kind of be on the screen for a little bit talking to you, Aries, and then we're going to put the camera down on the card so you can see what's going on. Okay, here we go. So, hi Aries, we've got your cards down. Let's have a look. Aries, you are showing as being... Is that right? Okay, that's not right. The Chariot. Lovely. Okay. You're showing as being somebody who's in control this week, because that's what charioteers are. I mean, you might be faced with a decision. You might be faced with a decision as to whether you go left or as to whether you go right. And really with the Chariot, this is all about taking your control, because you're the only one that can steer this chariot forward. Okay, so some of you guys are really in control of the situation this week, and it will be your decision to whether you are going to go right, whether you're going to go left. You might be facing, a change of direction for some of you guys, okay? But you have the power and you have the know-how and you have the skills to make that change. So some of you guys facing a change of direction. Some of you guys, it's all about, self-control, and it's all about taking control. Usually when you get the Chariot and Strength, they're kind of the same things, but one is inner and one is outer. So with the Chariot, we're taking control of situations on an external level, okay? So whether this is getting your finances into order, for example, with the Chariot energy, whether this is changing job and making a decision to kind of try and take control of where you work and what your job is. Maybe you're looking to change direction in terms of your job or the work that you do or that type of thing. Maybe there's an emotional situation here in which you need to kind of take the reins, because the Chariot is all about taking the reins and getting yourself back into control. This is all about trying to navigate those difficult places, okay? And the brilliant thing with the Chariot as well is that after a hard-fought battle, Aries, that's when you see victory. So I do feel that some of you guys have been through a really hard time. It might not be that hard, but some of you guys it just feels like you've been through some difficulty. But I see this week, I think that you guys are determined and motivated to overcome that. But it's going to take hard work and action and the ability to try and control the situation. And it's something you're going to have to do with your bare hands, okay, with the Chariot energy. The theme of the week is the King of Coins. Could be a person. Okay, it's gone really sunny outside, so it wants to play havoc with my cards. Or this could be money. Okay, but also the King of Coins is achievement. So the theme of the week might be achieving a goal. Now with the King of Coins, there are several cards within the tarot that talk about achievement. You've got King of Coins, you've got the World card, you've got the good old Chariot again. I think this is more about achieving a goal this week. And it's a goal on a practical level. So this will be something to do with work. This could be a project you've been working on. This could be a product that you've been devising with the King of Coins energy. This could be saving money with the King of Coins energy. This card represents through hard work and effort, achieving the end goal with the King of Coins energy, which is nice. So I think that this week could be a person, yeah, it's the theme of the week. But I think more than anything, for some of you guys, it might be getting a promotion, or getting to, moving above the station that you're at. So if you're in a particular job and you're kind of on the lower scale end of the job, it's all about kind of moving up within the job. It's about getting maybe the job that is the managerial role, or maybe you'll move, because you're moving to king status, not quite emperor status, no. So it wouldn't be kind of like a directorship or something like that, but certainly with the King of Coins, especially when it comes to work, this is probably moving up the ladder. So maybe some of you guys, the focus for the week is getting a higher position where you are. For some of you guys, it might be, this is achieving those savings, making a certain amount of money this week. Or with the King of Coins energy, it's about just attaining some form of goal. But there'll need to be hard work and effort put into this before you can see the results of it. What is your goal this week, Aries? Your goal this week is death. Okay, there's a transformation here. I think that your goal is to end one thing within your life so that you can move forward onto something else. Because that's the death card for you. Death card is all about change and transformation. Now, if your goal is death, your goal is to bring about a change, an ending, a transformation, a new beginning with the death energy showing up here. This can be anything. Remember, there are cards within the tarot that are purely neutral. Death is one of them. Death is really just talking about changes and transformation. So you get the death card when you're moving home. You get the death card when you're leaving a relationship. You get the death card when you're entering into a relationship. It just talks about a change of status, a change of being, a change of circumstance. That's what your death card is. But it's your intention to bring about a big change and transformation this week, Aries, in your life. What is the obstacle that you need to overcome? There's an individual here, though. I think this is a person. I think this is somebody possibly standing in your way. But actually, Aries, this could definitely be you as well, with the King of Wands energy. And I don't see how this would factor as an obstacle if it was you. Because if it's you, the King of Wands... And I think that if this is the obstacle and it's you, it's about being too overly confident. That's what I think. Because he is quite arrogant. I'm not being horrible, but the King of Wands can be quite arrogant, and he can be too bolshy and too forceful, and he can be somebody who says, yeah, I'm going to do it. There's no problem with that. I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll achieve it. But he doesn't think about, what's the peripheral vision. He doesn't think about everything else around him. He just thinks, oh yeah, that's achievable, because this is your public speaker card. This is the person who is the what's the word that I can use for the King of Wands? This is your kind of woke guru who says, yes, everything and anything is attainable. You can do anything you want if you just put your mind to it. But sometimes if you don't, and that's the problem sometimes with the wand characters, the wand people, Aries, they can be too kind of, yeah, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, I'm going to achieve this, but they don't think about the pitfalls. They're just like, no, don't need to think about the pitfalls, because if I just think positively, it's going to happen. And sometimes you do need to think about those pitfalls. That can be a problem with the King or the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and even the Page of Wands. Everything is kind of like, go, yes, going to do it. Yeah, there's no problem here. Yes, this, yes, that. But they don't often think about the pitfalls. So maybe the obstacle that you need to overcome is that whilst you're in kind of green mode, because this is green, really, in a way, the wand characters are, if you thought about, traffic lights, the wand people would represent go. The red light would probably be something like a pentacle, stop, wait, look, that type of thing. But this would probably definitely be go. It's all systems go with the wand people, and the obstacle you need to overcome, I think this is you, because this is your own suit, and the King of Wands can read as Leo or Aries, and because you're Aries, I think that the obstacle you need to overcome is your own. It's what's holding you back, and you probably don't even know it, Aries, is that you have such a kind of, this is going to be achieved, I don't need to worry about it, I know it's going to be fine, but there's too much. There's too much confidence here, and I'm not telling you to be negative about whatever this situation is. because you've got some amazing cards. I mean, you know, the theme for the week is all about achieving. Through hard work and effort, you will achieve, but you need to overcome the obstacle that you might be being a little bit too, you know, too confident about the situation. If this isn't you, then maybe this King of Wands is somebody who's getting in your way, for example. But you can see with the wand, he's extraordinarily forceful. Can you see that? He's like, whoa. He's like, can you see, like, the fire behind him? He's like, he's just put the wand up and he's kind of just brought into being this fire. He is a magician. He is somebody who makes things happen. That's what the King of Wands does. And the obstacle that you need to overcome is, can you make this happen as well? Because it's in the obstacle position. So the obstacle you might need to overcome is that you need to have the resources as well. The one that he carries might be the resource that you need. So it might be the obstacle as well that you need to overcome, Aries, is, do you have the power? Do you have the ability? Do you have the resource to make this death happen? Because your intention is to have irrevocable change this week, a massive transformation. But the obstacle you might need to overcome is, do you have the power to make this happen? So actually, I'll reverse what I said. I think this is more about, do you have the power? I think it poses a question back to us, and it says, do you actually have the power to make this happen? I see the intention is good here, Aries. And I actually, when I think about it, sorry that I changed my mind on readings, but that's how I am as a reader. When I something kind of kicks in my head, and then I'm like, oh, okay, feels different now. I don't think this is about being overly confident. I think this is saying the obstacle you need to overcome is whether you have the power. Look, because what's striking out to me is the wand that he's holding. It's his power. It's his wand. Can you see how he causes the fire? Do you have the power to spread the message? Fire spreads. So it's almost like, and also the fire is on water. So fire and water don't mix. So what is fire doing on water, and how is it sitting on the water? This is a miracle. Do you have the power to bring a miracle into being? Because this reminds me of Temperance. It does remind me of the Temperance card. It's bringing two opposing forces together. So it's almost like it's saying, when I look at this energy here as well, Aries, it's saying the obstacle you need to overcome is whether you have the power to bring two opposing forces together to enable this shift, this transformation to occur with the death energy. Because there's something that you need. And also the similarity with this King of Wands and the Chariot is, the Chariot is trying to bring two opposing things together so that he can achieve success. The two horses, he hasn't got, he's got two horses, one there. Two Sphinxes, one there. This is all about bringing two opposing forces together so that he can move forward. Because each one of these Sphinxes wants to go, one thing wants to go in this direction, one thing wants to go in that direction. And he says, no, I need to bring I need to bring them both together. I need to bring them both together so I can move forward, or else they're going to tear me apart. That's the problem with the Chariot. So this is all about force of will and strength to bring two difficult energies together. And you can see the same thing is with the King of Wands. Can you see how the similarity is the fire on the water? And he's got the wand, and he's like, right, I need to bring into being, bam, water on fire. I need to bring these two opposing forces so they work together. How am I going to do? And that's the obstacle you need to overcome. How are you going to bring whatever is in this Chariot is showing in that King of Wands, water on fire. The water on the fire is your two Sphinxes sitting there. Okay, so how are you going to bring together two things? There are two things you need to bring together this week in order to achieve victory and in order to accomplish the King of Coins status. You're the only one that will know what those things are, Aries. How are you going to bring these things together in order to get the accomplishment of the King of Coins? In order to achieve these things, this thing with the King of Coins energy, how are you going to do that? Because your intention is to have some massive changes coming to being. What could you be accomplishing by the end of the week, Aries? Well, nice, the Seven of Wands. Now, when you do tarot as well, look at where the Seven of Wands feet is. Usually on the Rider-Waite deck, what you tend to find. I mean, I noticed with these boots, there's a slight different. One boot is slightly down, but it doesn't really say much to me. What it says to me is he's on firm footing. He's gaining control. Can you see? So on the Seven of Wands, try and look at where the feet are. Is he slightly rocky? Is the footing underneath? Is it slanted? Is he looking like he's about to fall? He doesn't look like that here. What you could be accomplishing is the Seven of Wands. Finding control, getting control. And remember, you've got that 7 there as well. The Chariot rules the aces. It's a number 7. So you could find yourself in a place of control with the Seven of Wands energy showing here by the end of the week. Firm footing. You could find yourself on firm footing here, because all along, it's a funny thing, but all along, what I've been getting from this reading is that you have been trying to achieve some form of semblance this week, Aries, where you've been trying to bring these kind of opposing forces in your life together so that you can complete a task. The opposing forces showing the Chariot, which is you, and the King of Wands in your obstacle position. That's the obstacle you need to overcome. I don't believe it's a person. I believe it's something that you need to bring together in order to achieve success and the success of a goal. So there's a couple of things that you need to kind of, I'm surprised we haven't got a Temperance card here. There's a couple of things you need to bring together this week in order to accomplish a goal with the King of Coins. And it might be that what you're accomplishing by the end of the week is that you are on firm footing with this Seven of Wands energy here when it comes to this. You're basically literally taking charge with the Seven of Wands energy. What is it that you need to avoid this week, Aries? The Two of Coins. This reminds me of fantasy. It just reminds me of a fantasy. It also looks to me, whenever I look at this Two of Coins, what I can see is a bear. It reminds me of a mother, because bears are usually mums or maternal beings. I mean, they can be pretty tricky animals, but they're often seen as maternal beings as well. And this person, this girl here, is sitting, it's almost like she's sitting in this circle of protection, and she's kind of talking to this bear or asking this bear, or it looks like it's somebody who is maternal, somebody who offers advice, that type of thing with the Eight of Coins. Two of Coins. I mean, the Two of Coins can be kind of weighing things up. So again, we've got this energy of trying to weigh things up and bring balance into a situation with the Two of Coins. I think that you need to avoid kind of, I've never really seen the Two of Coins as a card about procrastination, but with this particular Two of Coins, it kind of phases me in a way. I'm just going to get my booklet out from the Ancestral Past, because I want to see what they're talking about with this particular Two of Coins. Because that bear always kind of throws me. Why have they got a bear on the card? I mean, it's something to do with ancestral stuff, I guess, but let's have a look at what this is. So so integration of the spiritual and physical worlds. Okay. Balancing the two worlds. So you probably need to avoid trying to do two things at the same time. And that might be what it is. That here you are trying to control and balance. But I think it's more about bringing two things together so that you can achieve a goal. The Chariot energy. And there you are again. The obstacle you need to overcome is that you are trying again to create or cause or bring about the balance of two different factors so that they can work together as one, so that you can achieve whatever you want to achieve here. But it's saying that maybe this is going against what you're trying to do, because this particular Two of Coins, and it's the same thing. Balancing the two worlds. The card illustrates a peak experience, an event that will cast a shadow over one's future. It shows what can be achieved by a fully empowered human being. Okay, the card illustrates a peak experience, spiritual and physical worlds, integration of the spiritual and physical worlds, balancing the two worlds. But you need to avoid trying to do that, apparently. Trying to balance two things at the same time. Okay, it's almost like you feel, and I don't know how far that plays into the reading, because already I'm seeing with that Chariot and the King of Wands, you're trying to bring two things together so that you can achieve what you want. But it's saying maybe you need to avoid trying to do that, because you've got this Two of Coins, and as we say, there's two Sphinxes on here. This is about bringing two opposing forces together so you can achieve success, getting these things into control. And the King of Wands, again, the fire on water. You're trying to create some form of balance between fire energy and water energy, but neither works together. The other one, water will always consume fire. Okay, water is always going to doubt the fire, but you're trying to sustain two elements that don't really work together so that you can achieve the goal of the King of Coins, Aries. And it's not going to work. And it's saying that probably with this Two of Coins, I reckon you need to avoid doing that. It's saying you need to avoid doing this. What is it you need to embrace then? Judgment. I think that you need to embrace that you're going to have to kind of review this thing and do something probably entirely new. I think it actually, I'll be honest with you, it just feels to me like you need to rip up the rule book, or you need to rip up plans that you've made for some of you Aries, and you need to start again, because the Judgment energy means to review. It means to take into account all that has gone before. It means to hold something up to the light and review it, and to do another final analysis on it. This is why it's called the final judgment, or judgment. You need to embrace that a judgment needs to be made, a decision needs to be made, okay? And that perhaps you need to review this situation here, okay? Perhaps with the judgment energy, because this represents rebirth, it's ruled by Pluto, rebirth and transformation, death. Maybe you need to embrace it, you need to do something entirely different. But I just get the impression when I looked at this is why I read that Two of Coins, what it was saying in that particular card, because it just looked like you were trying to, and I think it was saying the same thing I was saying before, that you were trying to juggle two things, because you thought that you could bring two things together so that you could achieve victory. You know, it's almost like you think that you can do two things at once, and if you can bring those things together, you can achieve victory, you can get to where you want to go. But the universe is saying, it's probably best you need to avoid doing that, trying to bring two worlds or two things. So for example, thinking that maybe you can do two jobs at the same time, because the week is all about you accomplishing, maybe you're looking to accomplish a lot of money by doing two jobs. But the universe is saying to you, well, actually, you want to avoid doing the two jobs, for example, with the Two of Coins energy, because you need to embrace, maybe with the judgment energy showing here, that you need to do a review on that situation with the judgment energy, and you need to make a decision one way or the other what you're going to go with. Maybe you need to embrace doing something entirely different with the judgment energy. I just feel that there are two things that you're trying to strive for, to bring together so that you can accomplish one thing. And the accomplishment of one thing is the King of Coins, whether that's a hefty wage packet or whatever it is. It's almost like you think that you can do several things at the one time in order to achieve the one. And I don't think you can, not according to these cards. The accomplishment by the end of weeks might be that you're satisfying everyone and everything satisfactory, because he looks like he's won. Got the angel behind him as well on this card showing here. But I just feel that this wouldn't last. I think that even if you were satisfying everything and everyone and everyone's needs, it wouldn't last with this pit card of the Seven of Wands. It's temporary. It's a temporary thing. And gaining control over this Seven of Wands energy, I just feel that it wouldn't last. I think it would be a very temporary measure, because you're going to have to sustain the energy, and I just get the impression you're not going to be able to sustain the energy going forward on this, Aries. If you need advice, where can you go, or support? You can go to the Seven of Coins. Maybe the people that you work with, maybe the people that you have helped you to build, or people who you have, shared resources with, or eaten with, or spoken with the Seven of Coins energy. The Five of Swords. There were two cards that came out for you. And the Five of Swords. You can go to the Seven of Coins and the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is often the enemy, or somebody who you've had a conflict with, or this could be the competition, for example. This Five of Swords, it looks like one woman in front of three. Let me just have a look at these two cards, because they're pretty tricky to work out as support cards. Seven of Coins is usually somebody who takes a step back to review a situation. They've put the hard work in and they're waiting for progress. The Five of Swords is usually the card about conflict, or it's manipulation with the Five of Swords. Usually communicative manipulation with the Five of Swords energy. Somebody who has the ability and the confidence to put themselves first. I just get the impression that if you need advice or support, you should go to somebody who has worked hard, maybe in this area. Maybe this person with the Five of Swords has had to make sacrifices and put themselves first. Because the Five of Swords, we don't really know why that third swordsman is casting someone out. But sometimes this is a need to make sacrifices and put oneself first. And this is somebody who's worked really hard for what they've got. So it might be, if you need support, go to someone who's worked really hard for what they have, and somebody who has had to, with the Seven of Swords energy, make sacrifices in order to achieve success. Okay guys, we're going to quickly hone down on the cards, have a look at this reading, what it looks like on the desk, and then we're going to get your work and your love reading. Please bear with me, Aries. Okay, Aries, I hope you can see those cards. We're going to get these ones down here. There we go. Okay, so we've got the cards on the desk that you can see. And starting from the bottom, this is you guys this week, 9th to the 15th of September 2019. And what I'm seeing here is that you guys are feeling very confident with the Chariot energy. You're trying to bring together different things within your world. So opposing things within your world, different elements of your world. So for example, whether it's doing two jobs, or whether it's having to focus on family, having to focus on work, whatever it is, you're trying to bring two things together successfully so that you can achieve success and abundance, probably with the Chariot energy. This is all about just bringing two factions together in your life, because the two sphinxes are the factions, the elements, the opposing forces together, so this person can move. So it's all about gaining control, bringing these things in so you can gain control and move through smoothly. And I feel that you're trying to gain control of your life this week by bringing two elements into one so that you can, theme of the week, King of Pentacles, achieve a particular goal. Could be financial goal, it could be to finish a project, it could be anything, but this is the accomplishment of a goal, the King of Coins. Now, your goal for the week is probably to see an end. I think that this is more about seeing an end to the situation. You want to get something done, you want to get it finished with the Death energy, but the obstacle that you need to overcome is the King of Wands. Do you have, this is you, Aries energy, do you have the power to be able to create, or to be able to bring these two different factions, elements within your world with the Chariot? These are the two sphinxes, it's the water and the fire, that's what your sphinxes are. Do you have the power and the ability to bring these two opposing forces together so that you can achieve the goal of the King of Coins? Do you have that power? Because that's the obstacle you're going to need to overcome. It's all about the power. Do you have the power to do that? Aries, you're going to really have to question yourself on that one. But by the end of the week, or going into the subsequent week, you could be achieving the Seven of Wands energy, which is just about you taking charge of the situation, especially if the Seven Wands are factoring into the two sphinxes on the Chariot and the water and the fire on the King of Wands, where this is to do with people and this is to do with responsibility to one thing and to another, and everybody asking for a piece of your time. You could be finding that you take charge of that, but I do get the impression that this will be a very temporary measure for some of you Aries people, because it says you need to avoid the Two of Coins, juggling, trying to think too many things at the same time, trying to bring different things off your world together. You need to avoid doing that, and you need to embrace that this needs to be reviewed. Judgment, you do need to review, and you need to take a closer look at what you're doing here with the Judgment energy. You really need to take a closer and a clearer look at the situation, because I don't think some of you guys are looking at it clearly. You think, oh, well, if I do this, do that. It's almost like trying to time management for some of you guys. It's almost like you really want to achieve something. You say, well, if I do this and I do that, you say, oh, well, for some of you guys, you might have two jobs. And you might go, well, okay, how am I going to do the two jobs? I need the big pay package. All right, well, if I get up early and I go to work for this time, then I can finish at 4, and then I'll have a quick spot of lunch at 4:30. Then I'll get in the car and I'll drive to the next job and finish at 12 at night, and then I'll go to bed, and then I'll get, and it's gonna, you might be able to, by the end of the week, to accomplish and to fulfill everybody's demands with that Seven of Wands energy, but it's temporary, because the universe is saying avoid that Two of Coins, trying to juggle too many things at the same time, because you need to embrace that this is something that you really do need to review with the Judgment energy. If you need advice, go to someone who has seen the fruits of their labours, but this person has only seen the fruits of the labours because they've made a lot of sacrifices with the Seven of Swords. And I think that if you're willing to make a lot with the Five of Swords, and I think that if you've made a lot of sacrifices, and they've also had to put themselves first as well, so they've probably lost a lot of friendships with that Five of Swords as well, Aries. They've probably lost heaps and heaps of friendships because it's all been about trying to achieve the fruits of their labours with the Seven of Coins. Okay, so if you can do that, then fine. If you don't mind losing friendships and losing family time and basically sacrificing a lot of, the things that you care about in aid of achieving money and, financial security and that type of thing, then fine. But if you need support, go to someone who's done this, and I'll be able to give you the lowdown on it. Let's get the spiritual advice for you for the week, Aries. Universe Spirit, what is the spiritual advice you have for Aries on this reading, please? What is the spiritual advice you have for Aries on this reading? It says let go. That's what it's saying. You need to let go and get more information, okay? Let go, get more information, okay? And wait, okay? So let go, get more information and wait, okay? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Let's get on with your work reading, guys. Bear with me. Okay then, Aries, let's have a look. So for work, we are seeing a change coming in because there's death. So there's an ending coming in, a change, a transformation. The death card often means that you're moving from your job or you're moving department, or, you know, there's some form of a change around work with the death energy showing here. There's a change. We've got the 10 of coins as well. So 10s represent the fulfillment of their suit. So the 10 of coins can be premises or the building or something like that, or the long-term job or the secure job. I'm seeing an ending to some form of job security here with the 10 of coins energy showing up here, Aries. However, no, we've got the star. So the star is all about wishes being fulfilled and goals. So there's a change coming in, but perhaps you guys are fulfilling a wish to have some form of security. Because security here, 10 of coins energy, is financial security fulfilled with the star energy. I think this is very good. No, it's very good. 4 of wands. So this is joy and this is happiness with the 4 of wands. And you've got an ace of coins. So no, the change is good. Because I've got you guys fulfilling finally some form of, and this could also be financial. So certainly in terms of financial, because we do work on finance in this area, death, a change coming in. I'm seeing you guys fulfilling financial goal, because the 10 of coins can be the goal card as well. Fulfilling a financial goal here. I'm seeing lots of happiness with the 4 of wands energy here, an achievement concerning your finances or an achievement concerning job, because the 4 of wands is also the achievement card. 2 achievement cards star in the 4 of wands as well. So I'm seeing the achievement concerning your finances, achievement concerning a job. I'm seeing you fulfilling a financial goal with the 10 of coins, and there's a change regarding. So there's a change coming in. I'm seeing fulfillment of work, fulfillment of maybe financial savings, that type of thing. I'm seeing you hitting a goal when it comes to saving your money, that type of thing. There could also be a move showing up as well, because the ace of coins and the 4 of wands can actually indicate a move. So there might be a move in terms of job. That might be why you've got the death card here. The 10 of coins can be you've fulfilled your time at the job. There's an ending happening here, a new cycle. Star energy showing up here, new beginnings, the star, new cycle, starting with the star and the 4 of coins. Changes, possibly could also be a move of premises as well. Yeah, there's definitely something to do with movement, because you've got the Chariot again in this reading. So I feel that this might be something to do with a move happening, because we've got Chariot, we've got 4 of wands, we've got death. So an ace of coins. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4 movement cards showing up here, and these are 2 majors. So there's definitely something to do with movement showing up here. But there's a movement, I think there's a setback in terms of a move though happening here, because I've got a 5 of swords. I know it's the lesser of the card, but I get the impression that there is a minor setback showing up against this move. So even though there's a move happening here, I see a minor setback with the 5 of swords energy. Somebody standing in your way. Somebody might be blocking a move here. Justice energy. Maybe this is something to do with something legal stopping you. So it was almost like there's a legal setback here in terms of the Chariot, in terms of a move. Might be something to do with documentation, the signing of contracts, that type of thing. 7 of wands. I feel that when I look at this, this is all about facing challenges with the 7 of wands energy showing up here. But the 2 of cups. So partnerships. When I look at that 7 of wands, he looks like he's trying to jab at this 2 of cups. Can you see how where his wand faces? He's fighting against an agreement or something like that. Fighting against a partnership, fighting against an agreement. I'm just going to look at these 2 cards together, because this 7 of wands always looks interesting. Can you see? Look at his face, and look how he fights against that 2 of wands energy there. It's almost like he's trying to create some form of a separation, or he's trying to separate an agreement. He's trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? It looks like this person's trying to, oh God, he's not using a sword, he's using a wand though. So he looks like he's trying to nudge. Instead of using the sword to slice through the hands, he looks like he's trying to nudge the hands apart. So this person looks like, I don't think this is you. I think this is somebody around this situation who's trying to get rid of an agreement here. They don't want the agreement. I'm getting a change. I think that if there is a change in a job, you might find a little bit of a setback to start in that job. That's what I'm getting from this. Justice energy. This might be somebody, one of the decision makers though, because the Justice card, it doesn't look like it's a legal thing to me. It looks like one of the decision makers, who I think is Justice, is trying to overrule this agreement because he's trying to nudge the hands apart. So I'm getting the impression that Justice, this is the person here, the Seven of Wands guy. All right, he's got all of this kind of angst towards him. So I would say that maybe, just maybe, some of you guys have got a new job, Aries. And what I'm getting here is that whilst everybody is supporting you, the 6 wands beneath here are supporting you. But there's one person, one of the decision makers, I think, is trying to cause some havoc. One of them doesn't agree. One of them wants to put a spanner in the works in terms of this agreement. And that's why, in terms of moving towards this job, you've got the setback showing up here. So it's almost like you get news that you got the job, but there's a setback to you actually starting it because one of the decision makers doesn't want you to have the job. And it looks like they're trying to, can you see the hand, the wand going in on the 2 hands? They're trying to force someone's hand, here. Okay, maybe into ending death the agreement here. Okay, so it just feels like you've got something new to go towards, because this is what I think is happening here. I think that there's a change with the Death card coming in. I feel that you guys are achieving a goal here, because the 10s will be the goal, and this is achieving the goal. This could be a move, a new job, showing here with the 4 of Wands and the Ace of Coins. But I feel that you're on your way, Aries, to moving to this new job or this new place. There's a minor setback, because this is the minor of this is like smaller of the Chariot. So this is like a minor setback to this move. Just as you're about to move, there's a minor setback. I feel that this person here, you've got a lot of support in this new job. A lot of people voted for you, Aries, and said, yeah, we want Aries in this job. But what I'm seeing is that one of the decision makers, this person here, who is Justice, one of the decision makers, says to themselves, actually, I'm going to try and nudge a few hands apart. I'm going to try and get people to kind of turn around and not give Aries the job. Probably they had somebody else in line for it and they don't want you to have it. But if you do have a minor setback, because you've got something, you've been offered something new, it all looks good, but I am seeing a minor setback because someone, one of the panel or one of the decision makers doesn't want you to have the job, and they're trying to nudge the hands apart of those who agree and want you to have the job, if that makes sense. All right, bear with me. I'm going to come back with love. Okay, Aries, this is your love reading. Let's have a look. So that's good old 7 of Wands. Basically, when you get the 7 of Wands in a love reading, you've probably got a lot of admirers. I see some of you guys having a lot of admirers with the 7 of Wands energy. Page of Wands. One of them might be a younger individual, the Page of Wands energy. A lot of admirers calling you as well, contacting you with that Page of Wands energy showing up here. I'm seeing a lot of contacts happening here because you've got Judgment as well. Judgment is calling you out of the blue. It might be I get the impression you've got a lot of admirers. It feels like they might be from the past. I get the impression because you got the Judgment card, and Judgment card usually is unexpected, an unexpected call or an unexpected communication from someone. So, and this is communication. I feel this is from people coming back from the past. I feel that you've got a lot of admirers probably coming back from the past for some of you guys over the next few days, going into the next sort of 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, and I feel that you're going to be very selective around who it is that you choose in terms of these people coming back, okay? 7 of Cups energy. 7 of Cups is illusions, and there might be some confusion here with that 7 of Cups. I'm seeing confusion because you have a lot of options here. You've got choices. You're being very selective. There's a lot of confusion going on for you. Ace of Coins. So Ace of Coins is where you're starting to build a relationship with another individual. This can also be superficial as well, is the Ace of Coins, because it's physical matter. So it's more superficial, the Ace of Coins energy. You don't want anything superficial. That's what you don't want. Some of you guys might not want to build a commitment. Some of you guys don't want anything superficial. All right, 10 of Wands, feeling a lot of pressure as well with the 10 of Wands energy. I think you're feeling a lot of pressure because you don't want. 2 of Swords means not to want as well. Feeling a lot of pressure, you don't want anything superficial. Some of you guys don't want a commitment, or you don't want to commit. Page of Swords, to people who just want to experiment. I think this is more commitment but also this is superficial. Some of you guys feeling really kind of burdened because what you don't want is to commit with the Page of Swords, or what you don't want is anything superficial with people that just want to have a good time. The Page of Swords in a love reading can also be, Aries, somebody who just wants to experiment. They just want to have sex with you and then they want to go, because he likes to just experiment. Remember, he is a student. He likes to learn new things. So sometimes he just wants to learn new things. He just wants to experience new things, and then he wants to move on. He's not usually in it for the long term. Okay, some of you guys also have your heart closed. It could be to commitment. Maybe you struggle with starting a conversation. Page of Swords. This can be conversation and small talk. Three of Cups. I get the impression some of you guys might have social anxieties, I'm getting here, because the Ace of Coins can be social, and the Two of Swords can be an anxiety. Some of you guys might be struggling with social anxieties. Maybe you struggle with speaking, you know, in groups. Maybe you struggle with communicating, Page of Swords energy within a group, okay, showing here. So maybe there's a few nerves here. I think there's a couple of things going on here, okay. So the first thing I'm going to say is I see a lot of people coming back from your past, communicating with you. Seven of Wands is where you're getting a lot of attention from different people. So I'm seeing a lot of attention coming to Aries. Communication, Page of Wands energy, so lots of text messages. It could be online, it could be to your mobile. People from the past just coming out of nowhere with the Judgment energy showing here. I think you guys are being very, very selective with the Seven of Cups, with the Four of Cups energy showing here. Probably because you're really confused, okay? I feel that you guys do not want anything superficial with the Ace of Coins energy. I feel it's not so much commitment. I think it's you don't want anything superficial. You struggle with that. You struggle with, you know, people who want to just take advantage, people that just want to come in and have sex and have a good time and then go, okay? They just want to have fun and they just want to explore relationships. You struggle with that. So you really aren't looking for anything superficial, and you're really struggling with this. So you're not looking for a commitment with someone who just wants to have some fun with the Three of Cups and wants to just have their way and then go. They just want to experiment with you, find out what you like and then go. You want something more real, okay? And you certainly don't want somebody who's kind of just wanting to go in, a jack the lad, have a good time, you know, within your relationship, have some fun and then leave. You don't want anything superficial here. The other thing to say is this still stands. I'm seeing lots of information, lots of people coming back, contacting you from the past. They're just coming out of nowhere. And then you're kind of like being really selective because you're really confused as to who you choose. I'm also seeing here that it might be that some of you guys struggle, Ten of Wands, with a social anxiety. Two of Swords can be anxiety fueled as well. So you might struggle with social, Ace of Coins anxiety, and this is surrounding small talk or starting a conversation within a group with the Three of Cups. So it might also be that why you're kind of being a little bit selective and that type of thing in terms of love. Okay, let's have a quick look then, guys, at what the advice is. Let's have a look at first romantic advice for Aries. Universe, Spirit, what is the romantic advice you have for Aries? Just any advice will do. Just tell us what you see in one card. Finances and career comes up. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Okay, so might not allude to this energy, I don't think, showing here. Not unless you're struggling with finances. Not unless, you know, challenges with finances, Ace of Coins, are a factor within your relationship. You could have arguments and struggles happening here. Yeah, Judgment and the Page of Swords not good together, because this is like sudden arguments coming out of nowhere that you guys might be struggling with as well. So that could play. If this is happening around that energy, then maybe finances and career are a factor in your love life right now. The other thing to say is career and money. Universe, Spirit, what is the advice you have for career and money? What's the advice you have for career and money? It's telling you to release jealousy. It says jealousy is is an affirmation that you don't have something, and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people's successes inspire rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. Okay. And finally, Aries, let's have a quick look at your 3-card answer read deck. So there's one, and let's get the other two. So give us the other two advice cards, please, for the week for Aries. The other advice is right, so there's good fortune there and growth. Good fortune is going to grow. Nice. So even though you've had heartbreak, Aries, good fortune is going to grow. Brilliant, brilliant reading. Lovely. All right. Aries, I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe. If you'd like your own personal reading, go to the website. It's in the comments section. You just click on the link and you can find me there. And also, your love reading for September is on my website as well. So I'll leave a link there and you can just go and click straight into your reading and have a look at what it's about for love. And also, what else was I about to say? Yeah, that's it. That's it. See you guys next week. Take care. Love you. Bye.